What's up YouTube, welcome to our video. So this video has been requested so many times, so finally the tutorial is here. So let us begin. In a previous video we worked on this code to bring Firebase data into our HTML page in the form of a table, and I have a full series on Firebase JavaScript where you learn the basics: inserting, updating, deleting data inside Firebase using JavaScript and all sorts of things. So this code can bring Firebase data into our web page. So this is our table, and it looks very good because we have applied a little bootstrap to it, and we can also do something like this. So now the table looks even better, but there is a problem. I can see these records, but I cannot add new records or update or delete records within this table. So that is what we are gonna do in this video. Now to proceed, I am gonna add a new header into my table. So th, and this will be called control center. And then I need some more bootstrap. So I'm gonna come here and type bootstrap 4, and inside here I'm gonna copy all of these JavaScript script files, and I need to paste them over here before the main script. And I don't need to copy the link because I already have the bootstrap CSS over here. Then I will find the model component, and I need the vertically centered one. So this is it. I'm gonna copy this and paste it after my table. So outside of this div, comment this button out. We will be needing this in future. So now I'm gonna create two of the buttons. The first button will add new records to the database, and the second button will edit the records. So this is the place where we add each of the item inside a record. So this name, roll number and section in this record gets added here one by one. Now I'm creating a div which will contain all of my buttons. So I am gonna call it control div, and document dot create element. Let's create a div, and inside that div I will have both of my buttons. So inner HTML equals to, then I need the code to open the model. So this code, it will say add new record, and I need a on click event. I am gonna explain why I have put the null over here. For now, just copy this, and we need to paste it over here. And because I need two buttons, I will just copy and paste this and put a plus equals to here, so I would get both of the button. Then after filling the control div, I'm gonna add this complete div to my raw, and now let's see the progress. So our records are here with these buttons, and when I click any of the button, the model appears. So the buttons are very close, so I will change that by adding a class over here. So one class that I need is my2 for both of these. This will add margin from the top and bottom, and at the second button I also need margin from left, so ml2. And also this is called edit record. And one thing that I will add is this will not pass a null argument, but rather than that it will pass the student number, so the current count of the student. The student number is basically this student has a number 1 and this student has a number 3, so the serial number are our student number. So here I forgot to close this double quote, so I just need to put this double quote here. Now we will edit our model. So and we don't need this anymore. Inside the model component, so in Bootstrap, these are the color schemes. The primary decides the blue color, the success gives you green color, and this is the red colored button. And we will also be creating separate functions for this. So on click, so I am gonna be adding some fields over here. So label, our first label will be for the name, one input with the ID of name mod, and one BR over here. Also I am gonna give this label a class of labs. So now when I refresh this, and now these two buttons are showing. When I click this button, this form is appearing. So I have a add and update and delete button. So I am also gonna edit the title. I am gonna call it control panel, and for the labels I'm gonna do some CSS over here. So now the text boxes are arranged in a line, and here it is written control panel. Now we will make the functions that are still pending. So first the fill text boxes function. So I'm gonna come down the script and a new function with the name of fill text boxes, which will take an argument which I will call index. And there is a reason that I am calling this index. And before creating this function, I need to create an array over here. So student list, and inside the add items. So when adding the data to the table, I am also gonna push the data into this array. So all the data which contains the name, the roll number, the gender, and the section. So I am gonna collect all the students data inside my array too. This is because, why I have created this array. We will use this array to fill our text boxes. Let's see how we can do that. So inside our fill t boxes, I first need the reference of all these text boxes. So I basically call these input as text boxes. So all of these. Then I will also be needing the buttons. So these three buttons, these should have a ID. So add mod button. And we need to carefully name our IDs and use it carefully so we don't confuse the buttons with the inputs and stuff like that. We also need to remember that if we are copying and pasting stuff, we need to change the names. Inside the fill text boxes, I'm gonna use if index is equals to null. Make this input empty. I am gonna explain this once it's finished. So make all the fields empty. Fill all the fields with the appropriate information. So student list, index, and 0. Also minus minus index. It's because the student number, this student numbers starts from 1. As you can see over here, it starts from 1, but our array starts from 0. That's why I'm doing this index minus minus index. So let me first show you how it works. So I have these two buttons in front of every record. If I press the add new record, it doesn't matter if I press this button or this button. It will just open a empty panel and we can write all these fields and then add a new record. But when I click this edit record, if I'm clicking the button of TechV, then all of its information will be filled, and this is happening with the help of the array. So if I let me click another record, so this YouTube record, so all of the information is getting filled. So we are achieving the results with these array indexes. So I am storing the record of a student inside this student list, and each time a new student is added to the table, it is also added to this student list array. So I have all the records in my array, and with the help of indexes I am accessing that record. So this index is basically referring to the record number. It means that if this index is 0, it means this record is being fetched. So all of the information of this record will get fetched, and this 0 means that within this record I am talking about this specific information. So this one means that in this record I am talking about this specific information, so the roll number. And this is because I have stored them in this manner. So first there is the name, second there is the roll number, gender and the section. So the name goes in the input of name, the roll number goes into the input of roll number, the section goes into the input of section, and the gender goes inside the input of gender. So this is how the text boxes are getting filled. So now you also know why did I put this null over here and why did I pass the student number over here. The null is because I want my function to recognize that I want to add a new record, and with the second button edit record I want my function to recognize that I am passing some students information. So fill the text boxes according to that student's information, which is stored within this student list. So through these indexes, I am accessing the information of a specific student. Now I'm gonna do another thing, which is button mod dot add style dot display equals to inline block, and the other two buttons will get hidden. So for them I will put the display to none, and the opposite will be done here. So these two update and delete button will be marked as inline block and the add button would be gone. And another thing, when we are updating or deleting a student's record, we cannot edit its roll number. So we need to disable that field. So it is done like this. Mod roll dot disabled, there is a property called disabled. We will mark it as true. I forgot to change this. I also need to change this over here. Now refresh, add new record. So there is only the button of add new record, and when I press edit record, it only has the update and delete record, and the roll number input is disabled, so we cannot edit the roll number. Now we need to make the functions of add student, update and delete student. Now here I will say Firebase dot database dot reference. I will give the reference of the folder student, and inside the folder I need to pass the roll number, mod roll number, whatever is written in the mod input dot value. So it is necessary to write the dot value property and dot set. Now inside this set I need to pass the name of the property, so name of student. So basically the structure of the database is like this. This is the name of the database, and inside this there is information of the student stored by their roll numbers. So if I open any of these are the 4 fields that are stored within. So the name of student, roll number, section and gender. each of the record contain these four fields. The second is roll number, and these names should exactly match the name of these. So this is it. By using the arrow function, we can specify that if an error comes, then if there is this error, alert, and after a new record is added, we need to update the table. So to update the data table, there is this select all data function. So if the record is added, select all the data, and I need to use a little jQuery here. Dot model, inside the bracket I will pass hide. So this is the way to hide a model using jQuery. So if you don't want to hide the model after the record is added, do not include this line. Did not include the hash over here. Whenever we select the data, the table needs to be empty. So the tbody1, which is reference over here, I need to empty it in the start of the select all data. So inner HTML equals to empty. Inside here, I will say student. I will declare this over here, and inside the select all data, I will say student number equals to 0. This select all data fills the complete table. So whenever there is this need of filling the complete table, the student record should be started from 0. Now let's also put the logic of updating and deleting the data. It's not hard, it's really easy now. So I just need to copy and paste this, change it to update. Here I also need to change the update. So the function is updating. I need to remove the roll number because it would not get updated, and the record was not updated. So everything else will remain the same, and paste it here, rename it to delete student, and now I will copy these, and we will not be needing all of these. Type remove. I just need to write remove, and then if it removes the record, tell the user that the record is removed. So a function which will tell the user that the record is deleted. So now if I want to remove this Raza, then this record is here, I can delete it. Record was deleted. I click OK, and you can see that the Raza record is no more, and the serial numbers are correct also. And if I want to if I want to edit this record, because the gender is written as A, so I can write it as female and then update the record. Record was updated, and we can see that the ASD now has the gender of female. So now we can add new record and edit the already created record. Also we can delete the records by using our table. So now we can perform the complete CRUD operations by using our table. I forgot one thing, that we are disabling this when we update and delete data, but we also have to enable it whenever we are adding a new record. So this is all for the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel. See you next time.